Welcome to the Buffalo line. This video tour will take us from Enola, Pennsylvania staging to Buffalo, New York staging. The modeled portion of the railroad starts at South Williamsport, Pennsylvania to Buffalo. Enola staging simulates the PRR connections to the east, Philadelphia, New Jersey, New York; to the south, Baltimore, Washington, D.C., Hagerstown, Maryland; to the west, Pittsburgh, St. Louis, Chicago. We are now headed west out of Enola staging. The two tracks to your left lead to South Williamsport industrial area. The far two tracks on your right is Newbury staging. This simulates connections to the New York Central, Reading Railroad, and the PRR Elmira branch. The first interlocking we come to is Linden. We are now crossing a two-level operator swing gate. It is interconnected to the signal system, so if a signal is displayed across it or a train is approaching it, it cannot be unlocked. The yard to the right is the coal yard. It is used to marshal empty hoppers to the various mines. To the left is Renova Oil. We are approaching Drockton interlocking. It connects to the coal yard, the lead to your right, splits to double track. Eastbound main is on the left. Westbound main diverges to the right. There's also a connection to the east end of Renova Yard, which is in the center. To your left is Renova Team Track. All main tracks are controlled using CTC signal system. Rule 261, bidirectional traffic. Communications. Radios are used between road crews and the dispatcher, and phones to the yards. We use NCE DCC, car card waybills. For full operation, it takes 15 operators. To the right, sandwiched between the eastbound main and the westbound main, is Renova Yard. It is the main yard of layout. It does most of the industrial classification and block classifications. During operating sessions, there's a yard master and 3-yard crews. The small gray structure to your right is the yard office. We are approaching RO interlocking, connection to the west end of Enola yard. To the right is Renovo passenger station. This is Drury interlocking. We drop down to single track. The track diverting to your left is the Drury Industrial. Off the Drury Industrial is the Drury Engine Pit. The brick structure to your left is the Drury Car Shop, serviced off the Drury Industrial. This is Keating interlocking. We go back to double track. Eastbound main is on your left, westbound main is on your right. After rounding the bend, on your left will be the Grove engine helper pocket. We are approaching Grove interlocking. The track on the right is the Grove Industrial, serves true bearing. The two buildings on the right are True Bearing Industries. The brown building straight ahead is Valier Mine. The large brick building to the right is Hanson Tile. This hand switch is station wood. The two-story structure to the right is Franklin Annunciator. The gray building in the distance to the right is Lady Jane Mine. This is drift interlocking, dropping down a single track. The station on your left is Driftwood Passenger Station. Starting at drift interlocking is the heavy grade. All trains must have helpers from drift west. It is 3%. The prototype is 2.6%. The track on your right leads to Sterling Coal loadout. After going around the curve, the station on your right is Emporium Passenger Station. This is Emporium interlocking. The track diverting to your left is the Erie branch. Goes to Warren, PA and Erie, PA. Helpers are also required for eastbound downhill trains for extra braking. We are approaching the crest of the grade. This is Liberty interlocking. We go to 3 tracks. On the left is the eastbound main. In the center is the westbound main. To the right is the siding. At this point, helpers are put on the trains for the downhill trip. The track on your left is the storage track, often used to hold helper engines. We are approaching keen interlocking. The siding on your right joins back onto the main. This is Port Allegheny Passenger Station. The structures straight ahead are D&R Industries. We are approaching Olean interlocking. At Olean, there's an Erie Railroad interchange, 5 tracks on the left. We also drop back to single track. The station is Olean Station. We are now crossing the upper level of the operator swing gate. This is GJ interlocking. And we are now arriving at Buffalo Staging.